Welcome back to our channel, Soap Family. It is a beautiful, drama-filled day to dive into the absolute madness happening in our favorite fictional town. Grab your coffee, or maybe something a little stronger, because we have a mountain of secrets to unpack today. Let's get right into it. The walls are closing in, the foundations of Port Charles are cracking, and suddenly, every single player is staring down the barrel of an impossible choice. Momentum has violently shifted, turning predators into prey, and forcing lifelong loyalties to snap under the crushing weight of survival. I cannot believe they are actually doing this. I mean, I am sitting here typing this up late at night after watching the latest previews, and my brain is just spinning out of control. Jason is walking away. He is actually walking away from the mob. After decades of putting Sonny Corinthos above absolutely everyone else, above his own flesh and blood, above every romantic partner he has ever had, including Britt Westbourne, he is finally digging his heels in. And I am here for it. But I am also completely terrified. Sonny is trying to talk him out of it, obviously. Sonny always needs Jason to be his enforcer, his right-hand man, his impenetrable shield against the rest of the criminal underworld. But Jason's mind is made up this. Being there for Danny is the most important thing in this world right now. Because ever since Sam was tragically murdered by Cyrus Renault, and I am still not over that, by the way, it hurts my heart every single time I think about it. Jason is all Danny has left in this world. Remember back in 2015 when we thought Jason might actually change his ways and leave the violence behind? Yeah, didn't work then either. He always got pulled back into Sonny's orbit. But this time feels completely different. The severe trauma he endured at that WSB black site in Jakarta fundamentally broke him and rebuilt him. He is choosing his son over the business. But let's be real, nobody just leaves Sonny Corinthos without massive repercussions. I am dreading the fallout, but I am so fiercely proud of Jason for finally stepping up as a father. I know some people are loving this new direction for Jason, but personally, I am still trying to wrap my head around it. The forums have been blowing up all week with people debating whether Jason can actually survive outside the mob. I mean, what is he going to do? Buy a coffee shop? Work at Aurora? Jason is a legendary enforcer. The criminal underworld knows him as Sonny's lethal weapon. If he steps down, it leaves a massive power vacuum, and guys like Jen Sidwell are going to smell blood in the... Plus, Sonny is already relying heavily on Rick Lansing, and we all know Rick cannot be trusted. Jason warns Sonny about Rick, but Sonny is too blind to see. It is a recipe for absolute disaster, and I am grabbing my popcorn because the Corinthos organization is about to implode. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about Brooklyn Quartermain and Harrison Chase. During the week of August 3 to August 7, they are going to acknowledge a huge milestone. Chase and Brooklyn will have a massive reason to celebrate, which means baby Phoebe's adoption is finally becoming official. I know some people are loving this domestic bliss for them, but personally, I'm screaming at my television. Do they not realize that this entire adoption is built on Ethan Lovett's fake DNA test and stolen police evidence? Brooklyn is sitting on a ticking time bomb of federal offenses and lies. And let's not forget the absolute elephant in the room. She is still hiding the fact that she framed Willow Kane for Jordan Ashford's hit-and-run crash. Chase is a cop. He is a very moral, by-the-book detective who absolutely despises liars. When this blows up, and it absolutely will blow up in the most spectacular fashion, their marriage is going to be collateral damage. Remember when Brooklyn faked the Bailey Louise pregnancy to protect the baby from Peter August? Yeah, didn't work out so well for her stress levels then either. Why does she always do this to herself? She creates these massive webs of deception, and Chase is always the one left looking like a fool. Tracy Quartermain literally warned her that Chase would find out, but Brooklyn never listened. I am dreading the moment he finds out the truth. Okay, back to the point. Ava Jerome and Sonny Corinthos are having another heated confrontation. What else is new? These two are toxic perfection, and their history is just a masterclass in mutual destruction. From the Avery custody battles to the Morgan Corinthos tragedy, they have been at each other's throats for years. But this time, the stakes feel so much higher. Ava is going to have a massive lightbulb moment during their screaming match. She realizes she needs a heavy-hitter ally against Sonny because she cannot fight the Corinthos machine alone anymore. And who is she going to turn to? Valentine Cassadine? Oh my god, yes. Ava and Valentine teaming up against Sonny is the villainous power couple dynamic I didn't even know I needed. Valentine has the WSB connections, the Cassadine ruthlessness, and he's already on Sonny's bad side because of his romance with Carly Spencer. Ava is the ultimate survivor. She knows Sonny is spiraling and becoming more dangerous by the minute. Teaming up with Valentine is brilliant, but it is going to start a literal war in the streets of Port Charles. Am I the only one who thinks Sonny is severely underestimating Ava? You push that woman into a corner, and she will burn your entire empire to the ground without batting an eye. Speaking of wars, Curtis Ashford's trial is officially kicking off, and my stomach is in absolute knots. Isaiah Gannon is taking the witness stand for some incredibly tense courtroom scenes. Curtis could actually go to prison for this assault. I mean, I love Curtis, but he really messed up when he went ballistic and slugged Isaiah, ruining the man's hand and his surgical career. And now, with Portia having just given birth to their new baby boy under such traumatic circumstances, the stakes couldn't be higher. Is the jury going to acquit him, or is he going away to Pentonville? You can just picture the veins popping in Curtis's neck as he sits at the defense table next to Martin Gray, listening to Isaiah spin the narrative. Isaiah has made it crystal clear that his ultimate goal is to nail Curtis to the wall, and he even hired Rick Lansing to file a massive civil suit against him. The courtroom drama is going to be top tier, but the emotional toll it's taking on the Ashford family is devastating. And as if Trina Robinson doesn't have enough to deal with, she has a stalker. I'm sorry, but can Trina just catch a break for 5 minutes? First, the Spencer Cassadine tragedy, then the Esme Prince nightmare, and now this? Trina finally set strict boundaries with Portia and Curtis to distance herself from their toxic drama, and now she's being hunted by some... Quinn is acting super creepy, popping back up to make amends but staring at her from across the room with unhinged eyes. And Simon, the sleazy music producer, is giving Major Link Brown vibes. Kai Taylor is trying to be there for her, but this stalker mess is throwing major curveballs into their romance. Trina is trying to focus on her art and her life, and she is constantly being victimized. I am genuinely scared for her safety, and I just want her to have a normal, happy relationship with Kai without constantly looking over her shoulder. While we are on the subject of the younger crowd, Giovanni Gio Palmieri just scored a recording contract. Good for him, right? He nailed that music showcase with Trina. But Emma Scorpio Drake is having some seriously mixed emotions about it. She is proud of her boyfriend and excited for his future, but she is also terrified of how Gio's new career will change things between them. And honestly, she should be worried. Young love in Port Charles never survives the spotlight or sudden ambition. Just look at Brooklyn's past music career and how much chaos Link Brown brought into her life. Emma is clinging to the hope that they can make it work, but Gio is going to be surrounded by industry sharks, groupies, and late-night studio sessions. I feel a massive breakup coming, and it breaks my heart because Emma has already been through so much proxy trauma with her grandmother Anna's WSB nightmare. Let's pivot to the corporate drama, because Serena Baldwin is making bold moves at Deception. I have been watching this show for years, and bringing legacy characters back to fight these boardroom wars is exactly what the canvas needs right now. Serena and Lucy Coe are plotting a massive counterattack. Michael Corinthos has been acting like a ruthless corporate raider ever since he bought Maxi's shares. He is flexing his Corinthos muscles in the boardroom, trying to push everyone around, and Serena is not going to take that lying down. Lucy has always viewed Deception as her baby, and with Maxi permanently in Australia, Lucy needed a heavy hitter. Serena is smart, sneaky, and fiercely loyal to Lucy. I am so here for Serena putting Michael in his place. Michael thinks he can just buy his way into control, but he is messing with women who have survived decades of corporate sabotage. And amidst all this corporate chaos, Sonny Corinthos is going to announce a surprise of his own. What could this possibly be? Is he buying back the peers from Jen Sidwell? Is he announcing a new legitimate business venture to cover his tracks? Or is it something personal? Maybe related to a secret romance with ADA Justine Turner? Whatever it is, Sonny doesn't do surprises unless they are calculated power moves designed to catch his enemies off guard. I just hope it doesn't blow up in his face, because Sonny is spread so thin right now between the Sidwell threats, Jason leaving the organization, and Ava plotting against him. Then we have Josslyn Jax getting a massive shock related to Hudson Park. Who is Hudson? He is the shady, dangerous businessman who arrived in town hunting Ethan Lovett, which forced Ethan to flee Port Charles in terror. Josslyn's first encounter with Hudson is going to raise all her WSB agent suspicion. Josslyn is basically a mini Carly with a badge now. She is fearless, stubborn, and completely unwilling to back down from a threat. She is going to dig into Hudson's motives for being in Port Charles, and she is going to put herself right in the line of fire. I am kinda here for Agent Josslyn, but she is playing with the big boys now. Hudson is not some low-level thug. He is a calculated predator. Josslyn needs to be careful. or she is going to end up in another Windermere-style hostage. And speaking of hostage situations, can we just appreciate how much Josslyn has grown as a character? She used to be so sheltered, but surviving the Spoon Island shootout and dealing with Ross Cullum has hardened her. But Hudson Parker is a completely different beast. He is corporate, he is wealthy, and he hides his darkness behind a tailored suit. If he is coming after baby Phoebe, Josslyn stepping in his way could get her killed. I just hope Dante Falconeri or Anna Devane keep an eye on her, because the PCPD needs to step up before Hudson does something irreversible. Which brings me to the absolute mess that is Willow Kane, Michael Corinthos, and Jacinda Bracken. Willow senses that more trouble is on the horizon thanks to a new threat, and that threat is absolute. Jacinda is Michael's new girlfriend, and she is going rogue. She is scheming to push Willow completely out of Michael's orbit. Look, Willow and Michael are divorced. Michael is playing a long, manipulative game to get sole custody of Wiley and Amelia, pretending to be okay with a 60/40 split while secretly plotting to take the kids away entirely. But Jacinda is getting impatient. She wants Willow gone now. Jacinda is crossing lines that even Michael doesn't approve of. Michael likes to be in total control of his schemes, and Jacinda acting on her own is going to cause major friction between them during the week of August 10 to August 14. Am I the only one who thinks Jacinda is severely underestimating Willow? Willow is backed into a corner right now. She is married to Drew Kane, who is currently plotting a scorched earth revenge against her for drugging and paralyzing him. Willow is terrified of losing her kids, her congresswoman career, and her freedom. A cornered Willow is a dangerous one. Jacinda poking the bear is going to trigger a massive explosion. Michael is going to lose his mind when he realizes Jacinda is jeopardizing his carefully constructed. Remember when Michael destroyed Nell Benson in court? He is methodical. He doesn't do impulsive. Jacinda's interference might actually give Willow the ammunition she needs to fight back in court. If Jacinda does something illegal or overly aggressive, Willow's lawyers will use it to prove Michael's environment is toxic for the children. Jacinda thinks she is helping, but she is actually handing Willow a lifeline. I cannot wait to see Michael and Jacinda's relationship fracture. Finally, I can't even type this without getting genuinely upset. Laura Collins is visiting Ireland, and she's going to be left reeling over a new development related to Kevin Collins. There are problems in their marriage. Is Kevin cheating? If Kevin Collins is cheating on Laura, I will absolutely riot. Seriously, I will march down to the studio. After everything they have been through, from Ryan Chamberlain's reign of terror to Victor Cassadine's kidnappings, this is how the writers treat them? I am dreading this storyline. Laura has been the moral compass and the heart of Port Charles for decades. She survived the toxic roller coaster of Luke Spencer, and Kevin was supposed to be her safe harbor. He was her rock. If she finds out he has been seeing someone else while in Ireland with Ace, it will destroy her. I am praying that this is some sort of misunderstanding or a WSB setup, because I refuse to believe Kevin would betray her life. But the spoilers say she is reeling, which means her heart is about to be broken. Port Charles is going to be a very dark place if Laura loses her smile. We need to brace ourselves for some heavy, tear-jerking scenes. Will Curtis survive his trial, or is he doomed to Pentonville? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.